Hi there, this is Karen McNall, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sharon, Vermont, and I am bringing you 4 different videos using the Flight and Airy Designer Series paper. This is video number 3 out of 4 videos. Here's the card that we're going to be making today. It uses the textural elements. This is a wood element, and I'll show you how to color that. This is the first card we made in the series. It's a thank you card. And the second one is a sending hugs card. And I actually added Win Castella to those cute little birds there. All right, so let's focus on today's card. It's using the fresh freesia as the background here. On the inside, they're all just, basic white with a strip of designer paper. And here's how I designed the envelope. All right, so let's grab our card kit and we will begin making the card. The designer paper, by the way, is in our Sale-a-bration brochure. It's on page 6 and you can earn this for free with a $50 purchase from my online store, inspiredbygram.com. And again, if you would like to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, we would love to have you on the Inspired Daisies team. All right, so we'll start with all these little pieces here. Okay, so this is fresh freesia, and it's 8.5 across by 5.5, and I've already pre-scored it with my bone folder at 4.25. And then the next piece up is going to be Misty Moonlight, and this is 3.125 by 4.125. And then I've got a 3x4 of the Flight and Airy designer paper. Let's go ahead and adhere these two together. And I'll just run my liquid glue around all 4 sides, and then we'll place these two together. It's an 1/8 of an inch border, so I find liquid glue works really nicely when you have really small borders, just because you can move around the paper a little bit before it kind of glues down. All right, so now we're going to flip this baby over and we are going to add 4 Stampin' dimensionals. I don't think you need 5 just because the panel's small enough where you can get by just bringing your dimensionals in a little bit, and then you should be fine. I'm going to take my pokey tool here and just give it a little poke in the middle here, and then these little dimensional backings should come off really easily. And then let's take our card base again, that's fresh freesia, and it's directional paper, so we don't want those birds upside down. So we'll put this on, center it amongst the fresh freesia. All right, so I've got a new die here. This comes from the Mini Pocket Envelopes dies. I like it because it's just a really small sentiment die cut with some scallops. And it kind of goes with the scallop contours dies that I used in the first card video. My color of ink is Misty Moonlight, which is the panel color behind the designer paper. And again, we are making a Thinking of You card, and this really barely fits here, but it does fit. I love the font in this stamp set. By the way, we are using the Layering Leaves stamp set. It's a photopolymer stamp set. I just love all the sentiments in it. And that came out really nicely. It fits perfectly on that sentiment label. We'll just kind of flip that over since we have it right here in front of us. And I'm going to add 2 dimensionals. So we'll get those ready. And let's just press those down, and then we'll bring in our card. And then you're just gonna peel these off. Now, I gotta strategize where I wanna put the sentiment, because I love the birds, right? So, okay, where am I gonna put the sentiment? So we can kind of work with it. Now, I might have to cover up, yeah, I'm gonna have to cover up one of these sweet birds. So I think I'm going to cover up, let's see, probably right about here. We'll land the sentiment. You can go over the edge as well if you wanted to, but I'm just going to bring this in about right here. And it's kind of centered amongst the designer paper. Now the elements, the wooden elements, right here. You can either color on both, you know, depends on, it doesn't matter what side you color on. I guess it's going to matter which side you're going to put the element on. So if you're going to put it on this way, on the left side, I'd probably aim it up going this way. And then over here, I would flip it and I would just run it up this way. And you know what? I'm going to do it this way because we can see what it looks like going to the left side. And I'm going to color this side. So I'm using dark Fresh Freesia Stampin' Blends. Now, when I'm coloring this, I do not want to use that brush tip because we want a really solid tip. I call that the chisel point. And these wooden elements are very delicate, so you have to be really careful about coloring on them. Just go real light, and I just keep going up and down, and just straight lines. If you go this way, you're probably going to break them off. So just be really careful about coloring them. Stampin' Blends, they are alcohol-based markers. So this is permanent ink on here. And I chose Fresh Freesia because that is the card-based color. So everything is coordinating. All right, now the middle you can leave wooden appearance, but I'm going to take my Pecan Pie Stampin' Blends chisel point, don't forget, and I'm going to color in the stems of this element. And Pecan Pie is one of the colors in the designer paper. Another reason why I chose Pecan Pie. Okay, looks pretty good. Let's cover that up there. All right, so I'm going to put the cap on this one, and then we are going to add this element to the card. Now, I would use, you can use mini glue dots, but I highly recommend you use your liquid glue. Just because if you add the mini glue dots, you have a tendency maybe to break those off, and we don't want them broken off. So we're just going to add glue here, and then we're going to slide it underneath the sentiment label over, so it's not covering up that bird because I really like that word. And on this one, I did not slide it underneath the sentiment label, so you'll get a kind of a look as to what it looks like this way. The trim we're using, it comes from the mini catalog. It's the Baker's Twine 3-color pack. So I've chosen to use the Calypso Coral. I think it's Calypso Coral, Flirty Flamingo, one or the other. And I kind of scrunched up that mini glue dot, and I'm just going to add it right here. So it's going to be really cute right there, actually. I love that. Okay, so the front side is pretty good except for the embellishments. We're going to work on the inside of the card. So right here I have basic white, and it's 4 by 5 1/4. And here's how we're going to be kind of working with the basic white. I think I'm going to use this one. I cut this piece for the inside. So this is 4 inches across by, it's probably about 3/4 inch high, give or take. I love to use all my scraps of the designer paper and cardstock as well. Let's use as much as we can so we don't waste it. Okay, so I've got that in there. I also like to leave a little bit of white showing underneath the strip of paper. And let's glue this to the inside. We're almost done. We just have our envelope, and then we have, if I can find the card, it's like totally lost it in front of me. Where did I put it? Oh my goodness. It's this one. Duh. Okay, never fail, right? Okay, and I don't edit my videos. You guys know that. Okay, so I'm just going to add this in here. It's not really cute with the birds peeking through and a lot of Fresh Freesia, Flirty Flamingo, Calypso Coral showing through. Okay, so now we're going to design our envelope. And I've got 2 scraps here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the fresh freezer strip on top of the designer paper. So let's just, again, add our glue here. Whoops. And then we'll just put this on here. It's going to be running over the edge, but that's okay. I'm going to trim it off. And then this is like a 1/4 inch strip. It's just one I could have thrown out if I wanted to, but let's use it on an envelope. We don't want to send our naked envelopes in the mail. Let's jazz them up any which way we can. You can stamp on them. In the corner, you can add designer paper to the envelope flap, stamp on the envelope flap. So there's lots of different things you can do to dress up your envelope. All right, so I just trimmed that little piece that was over the edge. Now the final step is going to be adding the iridescent foil gems. I used these gems on the other 2 cards that I've made with you, previous videos. And they come in 2 different sizes, and there's 100 per pack. So you'll get 50 in each size. And these are really cool. They've got sparkly like glitter in them. And I know you probably can't tell because, you know, you're there and I'm here in person. So, but if you order these, you will know what they look like. All right, so I'm creating my triangles. So I've got one here, here, and I'm going to put this one right down in the corner. It's stuck to my finger, actually. I think the glue, the mini, yeah. So the glue dot on the back side came off. So if that ever happens to you, don't worry about it. You can still use it. I'm just adding a little bit of glue there to the cardstock. Oops. It's sticking to me here. And let it dry. And then it should be all set. Okay, so let's check out the cards we just made here. All right, so that's super pretty. And then here is this one. I used one of our skin tone colors for the stem here. I just wanted to see what it would look like. So here's the card I made earlier. Here's the card I made with you. And then to bring in the other cards that we made in this series, we made a thank you card, or thank you so much, with the scallop contours in the boho blue. And then we used the Sending Hugs from Layering Leaf stamp set. Fussy cut out those birds and made a super cute card. So if you would like to place an order on my website, you can go to inspiredbygraham.com. And if you'd love to, if you would enjoy being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, we would love to have you on our Inspired Daisies team. You can head to this link here, and it will tell you all about being a demonstrator. All right, thanks for watching, and I appreciate you stopping by.